Hello and welcome back to West Ham Network and to the Old School Hammers. And you got myself, Budgie, and to my left, Kieran. How are you,
You
mate?
got it right. You got it right, sir.
I got it right this time, yeah.
Morning.
You all right?
Morning. Yeah.
Let's get it out.
Do you want to hear it? You want to hear it yet? Oh,
yeah. We'll get it out of the way, mate. Let's have a little bit of a weather report. Hey?
Oh, mate, really muggy and cloudy. But we're going to hit 32 degrees today. There you go. I hear, my God, all the bits of football I've seen there. It looks bloody cold there, boy. Must have been freezing over the weekend, was it?
Oh, it's horrible. Horrible, mate. You wouldn't want to be here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be here.
Yeah, it's a bit too hot here.
All right, flash fucker.
No, I want something in the middle, about 25, not 32. I'll be happy with that. And I definitely don't know what you're getting, -2s and that. I ain't having that.
Oh, mate, it's fucking horrible. Honestly, swear to God, it's horrible. It's not good at all. Anyway, we're here to talk about West Ham. We're not here to talk about the weather.
No, but I will mention it again before we go.
Oh, no doubt you will, mate. No doubt you will. we'll have Scotty Venn turn up in about half hour, and he'll want to know. Yeah, he's one of them ones that want to know. Anyway, so what a week it's been for West Ham. Fantastic result in the FA Cup.
Yeah, we're blitzing them, son. Blitzing them. I'll tell you what we're doing, mate. We're fucking leading them all the other teams in a full sense of security. Think we're shit.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, we fucking are.
Yeah. End up winning the league, getting in the Champions League and win the fuck up. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I done a prediction with Titch the other day, and I predicted we'd lose 2-0. So there was no shock to me this game. I really didn't have any hope for it whatsoever because I've been saying for so long that squad-wise we're terrible. You know, we've got I don't even think we've even got a good first 11. I think we've got a good 9 and a couple more a bit on the periphery. So when it came to when all the boys were missing that could create something or score, I went, nah, we're not even scoring in this game and we're losing it. It wasn't no shock. I don't know why people get shocked about it. To me, it was quite obvious. And I know we can say these players are professionals playing in the Premier League, but we know they're shit. We know Cornet's just not there. We know Ben Rama's absolutely gone missing for, all year. You know, it's not going to happen, man. We got Ings who can't score. He looks like he can't even run. It was no surprise.
And like usual, says here that it seems like we're always one step forward.
Yeah, that's as usual.
That's about right and all, isn't it?
Because we're trying to, because of the last 3 years of Europe, right, and we had a couple of good finishes in the league, we're starting to think them old days of West Ham are getting knocked out by inferior fucking teams in the FA Cup. It's gone. But it hasn't. Yeah. It's still here, mate. It's still here, well and truly.
Oh, mate. The West Ham way. Anton's saying that he wants to do a show about the West Ham way. All you got to do is look at our last year of results and you'll see the West Ham way. You know what I mean? 1 minute, like we're flying. We're like, nothing can touch us. Nothing can beat us.
I think, I think the most annoying thing for West Ham fans is especially these two domestic cup competitions. We went out with a whimper, man. Against Liverpool, we gave it up, man. We didn't bother, and then this. We had 2 chances to beat Bristol City. And we can call them a championship side, but they're not doing that great in the championship either. And we can't, with the players we've got, we can't beat them. And that's the worrying part is I knew we couldn't beat them. And that, to me, tells me a lot about what that squad is. And it's just nowhere near good enough. And it hasn't been for a while. It's just been a lot of great. We've got 3, Bowen and Kudus and Paquetá. I mean, they're guys that can create something out of nothing, score a goal. And they're the guys saving our asses. A lot of the others have got a lot to put their hands up for, especially out of that game. And
and to be fair as well, there's been quite a debate this season over should we be playing Areola or Fabianski in goal. And I think last night was a fantastic example of why we should be playing Areola, because I don't think Fabianski was that good last night. He weren't that bad, but he weren't that good. And I just think that Areola would have been probably, I think he may have got to that ball last night. You know,
yeah, we all
come out. He would have come
he might,
out.
and he might not. At the end of the day, you've always got to look at the first mistake. And the first mistake's Mavropanos. He just sold him down the river with that pass. You know, I can't blame Fabianski, or I wouldn't be blaming Areola. Mate, if your centre-half does that to you, Jesus.
Yeah,
really poor. So he's another one. I'm 50-50 on Mavropanos. I'm not sure about him yet. Still not sure.
I understand that fully. Let me put my glasses on because I'm having trouble reading this shit. Scotty then. See, look. I was saying it'd be an hour before he comes in, but no, he's here. Happy birthday, Pussy. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I hope you've had a great
happy
day.
Birthday.
I've had a fairly good day, mate. Gutted about last night. They physically bullied us, schooled us, in fact. JWP has been very quiet of late. We need some criticism.
No, he was as shit as the rest of them, Scott. It's as simple as that.
The only one really last night that could hold his head up was Emerson for me.
Yeah. I couldn't get the stream here to watch the whole game, so I only see the highlights of it all. But listen to the people on people's chats and channels with Antons and Russie and all the others. The only player that did get any credit from any of them was Emerson.
Yeah. Honestly, Kieran, he was the only one that really looked like he was putting any effort in. He didn't, you know, he was more or less carrying the rest of the fucking team from him. You know, he was immense last night. And, you know, Happy Amret has been shouting for him to be promoted to club captain and that. And, you know, it ain't a bad bloody shout now. To be fair, having watched him over the last few games, it ain't a bad shout. He was the only one that could hold his head up last night. 3-inch meat rocket.
He's back. The 3 inches back.
Yeah. Imagine back to 2014, thinking we would have a £1 million player at West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paquetá could be that.
And to be fair, in the last 2 seasons, we could have 2.
Yeah, I think Rice was, and we could have another one in Paquetá if he.
Paquetá, exactly that. And you know, I'm not being funny or nothing, but Esther Alvarez is pushing his fucking value up as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Epic says Fabianski is over the hill. I would go along with that. I'm pretty. Yeah,
I think he's a great backup to have, mate. You know, he's a great backup keeper to have. Not many teams have 2 really good goalkeepers. He's been good, and he's a good shot stopper. So I'm glad, you know, if Areola's first, that's fine. But I'm glad to have Fabianski in there. Look what happened with Roberto. You know what I mean? We brought in fucking Roberto. It was disastrous. At least, you know, you got a reasonably safe pair of hands and Fabs. You know, if Areola gets injured. That's the way I think.
And to be fair, you know, we had another 2 goalkeepers on the bench last night as well, which, you know.
Yeah, we got that covered. We got the goalkeeping situation covered, mate. Look, we only conceded the 1 goal, but it was enough.
Yeah. Scotty saying hello to you there, Kieran.
G'day, mate.
Emerson played in the centre of the park for a few moments and looked
quiet. I heard that.
Then went back to left back. And that is true, he did. And, you know, I got to be honest with you, I thought that as an alternative to Paquetá in the middle, Emerson done all right. He done all right when he was in the middle. And,
that's worrying, isn't it? He's your best midfielder and he's your left back.
Well, on the play,
that's a clue.
He's not our best midfielder.
No, but he was in that game. For the short time he was there, he probably looked better than Socek and Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
Which is not.
Yeah. It's not. And to be fair, you know, like utility player, whatever you want to put a label, whatever label you want to put on it. I think that Emerson has proven to any of his doubters, and
I was one of them.
Any of the old West,
a lot of them
Chelsea fans. A lot of the old Chelsea fans that really didn't rate him. I think they're all beginning to, woe the day that we bought him. To be fair, because he's been immense in defence, and he's been really good in midfield as well.
He's definitely a shining light, amongst the drops.
Usual saying, and kudos. Yeah, we could have really done with him last night.
Oh, could have done with him. Fucking hell.
Epic. Zuma is badly over the hill. Well, to be fair,
I'm starting to worry, mate. I'm starting to think that.
Yeah, I'm worrying big time myself, Kieran. But to be fair, with Emerson, the only problem we have with Emerson, sorry, not with Emerson, with Zuma, is his knees. The guy ain't got a knee. Yeah, he ain't got a knee. Not one between the two of his legs. I
don't know how he gets about, mate. I just really don't. Has he got mobility skills in training field?
Oh, you know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm trying to say, mate. The geezer ain't got a fucking knee to his name. And yet, he still consistently blocks balls. I think...
Look, Zuma's good, mate. Look, if you're playing Liverpool, Man United, or one of them coming at you, and you want a blood and guts defender, Zuma's great at that. Just he stays in his own box and heads and blocks everything. Anything else, when we've got to go to another team and take it to them and win it, and he has to come up the pitch, and then you see him running, and you go, oh my God.
I think you should go and stand next to the post, next to the keeper when everything goes forward, and just come onto the pitch when he's needed. That's what I reckon he should do. But no, to be fair,
the worrying part,
I do agree with that. Zuma is badly over the hill, and that's because he ain't got a knee to his name. But other than that, I think he shows that he's trying to put everything he can into a game.
Yeah, I wouldn't class it as over the hill, but it's just he can't move that well, and that's a worry when you can't play 2 games a week.
Yeah, and like Scotty says here, Zuma looks awkward on the ball.
He is the most awkward player I've ever seen on the ball.
I know.
Yeah, it's really worrying.
He's the only player I know that can have a simple pass from here to there.
Just makes it look up.
He won't use his left foot. Things like that. Ridiculous, mate. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we're not blaming him for that defeat because. There's lots of others that will win.
No. That's on Mavropanos, if anyone.
Sure.
If anyone. In fact, on the whole fucking team, to be fair. Scott, Sean, good evening to you, sir. Oi, birthday boy. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. 3-inch. Zuma runs like he's fresh out of a prostate exam. Yeah, mate. He does, actually, yeah. That's the familiar thing that I've been seeing. I didn't realise what it was. Thank you for that, 3-inch. Howard's in the house. Thank you for joining us, Howard. Good evening, Howard. All you beautiful people. Thank you very much. He sounds like the usual. Zuma runs like he's trodden on a nail. That is true. That is very true. Dear. But the thing is, we can't put it down to one person last night. What we can do is say that there was only one person on the pitch actually bloody trying to win the game.
That's the impression I got. Right, that's the impression. Why everybody
and
I couldn't watch the thing at the time. I got up that morning, it was on.
Young, what's his name? The young striker that we brought.
Callum Marshall.
No, the other. Him as well. He brought them both on together, wasn't it? Divine Varma. When he brought those two on, I thought to myself, actually, now something might happen. No. That was all smoke and mirrors, mate. Even Callum Marshall, as much as he tried, didn't really. I think
if you're going to give these boys a run in a game like that, throw fucking in, give them 35 minutes, give them 40 minutes, whatever, not 10 minutes.
Not 8. Yeah, 8 or 10.
Give him a chance, man.
Howard says that's Zuma's pimp stroll.
Yeah. What he needs is a pink fucking hat.
Yeah, Scotty says Johnson impressed him when he came on. As for Soufal, my God, he was hopeless.
Yeah, apparently so.
Actually, to be fair, Scott, I didn't think Soufal was hopeless. I thought Soufal was more.
Look, he can go for them all. They're all shit.
Had nothing to work for. Then nobody else was working in favour of him. You know what I mean? Like, you know what it's like? Normally, when Soufal breaks down the wing, you've got Bowen or Kudos or someone breaking forward and getting themselves in the middle, ready for a delivery. That didn't happen last night. And to be fair, Ben Rama was rubbish. And when he got sent off, I thought, well, actually, I probably would have subbed him. But when he got sent off, whoa.
Yeah. Might not see him again, bud.
Huh?
We might not see him again.
No, I fucking hope not.
Same here.
I've been trying to fight his corner for a while because I've always believed that Ben Rama had a lot to offer the club. Right now, I don't think he's got a damn thing to offer. 3 inch. I'd rather have Gylfi Sigurdsson than Ben Rama. Now, that's not a bad fucking shout. I've got to be honest with you.
Well, he must be 52.
Yeah, he's grossly underrated as well, that Sigurdsson.
He was, but it's not what we want now. It's but I can see what he's saying is that Ben Rama is, I've said it's been pointless for a long time.
He has been. And to be fair, like I said, I've been trying to fight the man's corner. I can't anymore, Kieran.
No.
You know, how can you defend that kind of performance? You just can't. You can't defend it. Scott said Soufal showed such a lack of intelligence, hoofing the ball up to Ings, who can't bloody run. No, but in fairness, when Ings had a couple of opportunities, he showed what he was about, not what he is about.
But to be fair to Soufal, he probably went, well, I can give it to Zuma or I can try and hit Ings. There weren't much of a fucking choice.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's about right. Soufal was exposed by a lack of support. Exactly what I was thinking, Sean. It was the lack of support he had. Kieran, you didn't miss much. The cameraman was filming from the mood.
Yeah, I heard that. Because I popped on to Anton's watch along for a bit, just say hello. Then I popped on to Charlie Walsh just to say hello. And they were saying about the camera angle was a bit mental. Like it was up in up in a high rise somewhere.
Yeah, no, it weren't great. It was almost like asking Russ to film a game. You know what I mean? Poor old Russ, he's up there in the gods. Bless his heart. Apparently, it's illegal where you are to kill a bird for sexual pleasure.
Only emus, mate. Only emus. They're big enough.
Hold on, what's that then? Oh, not filming from the mood, filming from the moon.
From the moon. Yeah, I got that.
From the moon. Yeah. When Sigurdsson out of jail? Is he in jail?
Fuck knows, is he?
I had no idea.
There was about 10 West Ham players in there who should be in jail with him.
Yeah, mate, yeah. That's definitely right. Benny did create a few chances last night. The flick to Emerson for the Ings chance was classy, and the ball into Ings was good. Yeah, that's true.
Two good things.
But, two things that we can talk about, which, by the by, because nothing happened, we didn't score from it or anything like that. But the one thing that he did do, fucking, lashing out at that player, got himself red carded. What an absolute melt. Scott, even you got to admit that was a foolhardy, stupid thing to do. You got, I know you try to defend him as much as you can, mate, but there ain't no defence on that last night. None whatsoever. Sufal does like a hoof, but we got bigger issues. Yes, we have. We've got nobody up top to actually retrieve and receive the hoofs. Not without Antonio. And to be fair, if Antonio had played last night, Sufal probably would have got himself an assist the way he was playing. Can only think the kick out last night was due to lots of things, missing out on AFCON, bad form, etc. Probably, mate. Yeah, probably.
I'd imagine for the sake of the boy himself, just probably wants out himself. You know, and that's not a good mindset to be playing football. So he just probably wants away. And you can't, if he just wants out of there, then you ain't going to get great performances from him. You'd like to think you would, but obviously not.
Yeah.
Maybe if he plays really well, you know, Moyes want to keep him, and then we go, fuck that. I don't want to be here.
Sufal did his usual and crossed into good areas. It's just that Ings can't make the ground up. There is a lot of truth in that as well. You know, I mean, Sufal was doing what he could do. I didn't think he had a particularly bad game, but it was decent when he swapped him out for Ben Johnson.
Without watching the game, Bud, he was getting a lot of criticism from a lot of people. But then again, they all work. I mean, Souček and Ward-Prowse were absolutely hopeless. From what I'm gathering from everyone, I'm only going by the highlights, but they were terrible. Sufal was terrible. Ben Brahma was terrible. You can't. I've always said this. You know, I've talked with Anton about this before. Moyes' team sort of work when everyone's on it. You get 4 or 5 players that are off the ball, you know, or below par. It doesn't work. And here, I think we must have had 7 or 8 under par. So there was not a chance.
I think we only had really 2 or maybe 3 players that were playing their normal game. Fabianski, Emerson, and perhaps even what's his name, Souček. I think he was the only one playing his normal game. You know, like when the ball comes across in front of him.
That's a worry, that. Souček's normal game.
All it takes is like a 4-inch movement of the foot to intercept the ball, and he watches it go past him. You know, that was the Souček we had last night. Absolutely shit.
More to worry.
Usual suspects saying underage girl. Is that a request? Is that is that your lunch order or what?
Oh yeah, I sort of half remember that. I think he was, wasn't he? That's right. Forgot about that.
Don't know if he's in jail. Probably not. Probably not. Foshizi, good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
G'day, Fo, man.
Nice to see you, buddy.
The worry is,
3-inch. Ben Rama created more chances for me to have a cheeky. Thank you, John. Fair play, fair play. How was saying that? Fo. Kieran and Budgie, happy birthday. Thank you, Fo. Bless you, mate.
The worry is we take this team into the fucking Sheffield United game. That's the worry.
Oh, it's going to be disastrous.
That's frightening.
If we can't beat a poorly performing championship team, we're not going to beat a poorly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sheffield United, they'll be watching that game and going, well, you can see the template.
Yeah.
That Bristol City done in both games was to bully West Ham.
This is where we get round them. This is where we go for them.
They've seen it. Get into him, and Sheffield United will be like that under Wilder. They'll be blood and guts, mate. So I can't, you know, I don't know where we're going to get a win out of that, or even a point.
Yeah, I don't know.
And we shouldn't be saying that against Sheffield United, mate. Almost guaranteed to get relegated. Come on.
Yeah, and we could be the only team that give them 3 points the whole fucking season. Scotty was, I don't know whether you saw this or not on the highlights, because I haven't watched the highlights myself. I watched the game. It was silly. They were a dirty side, mind. How wasn't there a player sent off for the punch on Creswell? And that's absolutely true. He got one right in the side of the face.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't see it. I heard it was a swinging arm slap, but it should have been, If he had VAR, he probably would have gone.
Honestly, he got him right in the side of the face, mate. Honestly.
Yeah.
He'd get arrested for something.
Well, this is the difference, though. You mean Ben Rama throws his feet out at matey and he goes down like a bag of shit and rolls around. Now, if Cresswell rolls around, he probably gets the same result. This is how the football's gone. You've got to fall on the floor and pretend to be hurt.
Yeah, yeah. Troy says Ben John was excellent. Ben Johnson was excellent. He was good.
I heard that he was excellent.
He had a couple of opportunities to have a shot on goal and passed it. So, to be fair, I think really and truly, he could have been better. I'm not saying he was terrible because he wasn't. But he could have been.
Can only go better. But it was nice to see Callum Marshall get his debut. Good for him. And I hope that's I'd like to see that boy start just for the sake of shits and giggles against Sheffield United. I'd start.
Who, Ben?
I don't expect nothing from him, but I'd start him. Give him a run.
Yeah, yeah. The fans will just have to sing. There's only one Carlos Tevez.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
Yeah. West Ham on Sky Sunday. Great.
Oh, wonderful. They're expecting a big fucking upset there. Sheffield United get 3 points on the ball. So am I. For that, man.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not expecting anything from Sunday's game now. I don't even know if I'm actually going to put the effort in to fucking watch it. I mean, I was offered a ticket to go. I'm not well enough, I don't think, to go, to be fair. I don't really want to leave the house, if I'm honest with you. Every time I leave the house, I feel like I get panicky attacks, you know what I mean? It's really weird. So at this moment in time, I don't actually want to leave the house, but I don't even know if I'm going to fucking tune in on Sunday. I've just got no confidence in the club at the moment, in the team.
Do you know what time that's on, Budge? Sunday? Your time?
I think it's 2 o'clock kickoff, isn't it? I think.
Is it?
I think so. Hey, look, Kieran, Simon Matthews. Good day and greetings from all the Melbourne Hammers.
Right out in Melbourne. Good day, Simon. How are you doing?
People. Glad you could join us. Thank you for joining us, Simon. Hope everyone is well, says Lucas. Special birthday shout out to Budgie. Kieran, hope you're well, mate. Thank you, Lucas.
Oh, good, Lucas. How are you, brother?
Yeah, 62 today I am, mate. Fucking getting old.
And I'll be 63 next month.
Yeah, yeah. That's it, mate. How do you perform against a Stoke on cold Tuesday night? Comes to mind. Shocking performance. That's exactly it, Fo. It was like going to Stoke on a cold Tuesday night.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and only to get beaten. What was it? 4-0, was it? We got beat by Stoke. I think it was 4-0, wasn't it, that night? Fucking freezing. Ice on the ground. Every time someone spat, it rolled along the floor. It was that cold. Who else we got? Damien. Time for Moyes, Steiden and the board to start making some tough decisions on marks. Bang on,
absolutely,
mate. Bang on. That is a fair shout. Irons Lady, thank you for joining us, my dear. Good evening. Evening chat from a very cold Norfolk.
She's in Turkey country.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Probably what's his name? What was his name? What's his bloody John Lyle's next door neighbour or something, you know what I mean? He lives out in Norfolk, don't he? Or did. Who's
that guy's name with the turkeys, bud?
This is just a roll up, mate. This is just a roll up. I don't do that sort of stuff. That's illegal.
Hey, Budge, what's that geezer with the Bernard Matthews, wasn't it? With the turkeys out there. He's out Norfolk way, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Norfolk. Yeah, Norfolk turkeys. Yeah, that's him. Evening Iron says Howard. 62. Yeah, mate, I'm 62. Sean used to live in West Norfolk. Okay.
Yeah, that's this. If you're in East London, it's this side of Norfolk.
Yeah. Yeah, got you. Yeah. So almost in Essex then, Sean.
Yeah, exactly. Probably borders it. Yeah.
Since when? Oh, yeah. Come on. You're grassing me up now, Sean. Yeah, mate. So, well, we've kind of covered last night's lack of
Fuck yeah.
performance.
Talk about that shit anymore. It's gone.
We've
2 cups are gone.
Yeah, we've kind of covered how we feel Sunday's game might go. Let's look forward now.
We had our tummies tickled in both cup competitions and sent packing. Bit disappointing.
Oh,
I think for us, anyway.
Well done, young man. Go on, off you go. That was it.
I just, it's just disappointing because the draw for that next round was good. Forest or Blackpool, whatever. And yeah, I think would have been a good opportunity, but we didn't take it. And quite frankly, we should have took it at the London Stadium and didn't. So that's where
we didn't.
End of.
Irons Lady says, beautiful Norfolk turkey. He's been dead years. Bit like Moyes.
Yeah, Moyes is a fucking turkey and all. Don't worry about that.
Well, yeah, it seems like he's been dead for a few years. Do you think Moyes will go if we lose to Sheffield? No. I think he's here until August. And in August, I think that's when he'll say that he's made the decision to go to Saudi Arabia or somewhere. Let's be fair. Saudi would take him. He's a cup-winning manager, European cup-winning manager.
The worry is, though, Bucks, don't think Moyes is just walking away from this, don't you? His plan is to stay, and it's frightening me. But I think there's every chance he's still here next season, as much as it grates me.
Yeah,
every chance.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the rest of the season pans out.
Normally, when you get one of them kind of gut feelings, it comes to bloody light, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to fucking West Ham, you know?
Yeah, I just...
Lee's in the house. Hello, Lee. Good evening, sir. Hi, Kieran.
Good day,
Happy
Lee.
birthday, buddy. Thank you, sir. Hope chat is well too. Come on, you Irons. We are massive. After last night, I don't think we're quite massive. I think we're just ever so slightly inflated. We need a new manager, says Lynn. Oh, good evening to you, Lynn. Moyes is a dinosaur. I blame Sullivan as well. Yeah,
look,
I would imagine that's quite a common.
It doesn't. No matter what side of the fence you're on with Moyes, if you want to keep him or you don't want to keep him or you just don't give a shit. But it's a crazy situation as a club that we're going into, with 5 months left of the season. And this manager, we don't know if he's going to still be here at the end of the season or not. We don't know for sure. We're going to spend more money on players, probably in this window, hopefully. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
And, how do we do that? And if we don't know if he's in or not? So this is what scares me. If we're going to go and buy a couple of players and let players go that he don't want or whatever, under his tutelage, right, where you're thinking of a new manager, how's that work? We can't be buying players that Moyes wants if he's not going to be here. So it tells me he probably is going to fucking be here.
Yeah,
so I'm scared that I've got to watch another year of this shite.
Yeah, but in reality, we're actually signing players that Tim Steidman wants, not Moyes.
Well, I think
JWP is a Moyes signing. I would probably put my house up for that. But
it is, but it's still fucked up, isn't it? When he's still got to say if he's not going to be here.
And expecting Moyes to work well with players that he knows he's not going to be with in the future. That's what kind of really, shows a lack of.
He'll either be or he won't, mate. We won't have any say in it. And but I think it's just a crazy situation to be at this stage of a campaign, and we don't know who the manager is going to be next year. So you back him or sack him sort of situation, isn't it? And it's weird.
Yeah. Kevin, good evening to you, sir. Moyes needs a new contract. He deserves a payoff.
See?
Yeah. I mean,
not for me. But... Yeah.
Well, no, exactly, but that's one way of looking at it.
Looking at that comment again, you're probably right, Kevin. He probably does deserve it, and he might, depending on the rest of the season goes, he might deserve it. But I don't want him. That's just a personal thing, because I'd rather see a different type of manager coming, right? But you're probably right. If he does well for the rest of the season, he might deserve it. But all the factors are we're relying on about 2 or 3 players to get us out of the shit every week.
Yeah,
and that's the worry.
And this comment here from Foe, Moyes will get a new contract. Sullivan will reward him for avoiding relegation consistently. That's probably about right. He's probably right, you know.
Yeah.
Usual. Moyes in, Moyes out has taken over.
Yeah, it gets boring. Usual. It gets boring, man. You know, the Moyes in like that.
And to be fair, it's not a conversation I want to get drawn into.
No.
For me, I think that David Moyes has taken West Ham as far as he can go with us. I'm all for replacing him, but if he stays, I will back him. You know, that's the thing. You know, that's how it works out. Lee's saying hi to everybody. Reese Devaney.
Before,
namesake. I think West Ham and Thuram and
Thuram and Benjamin Pavard. I do like Pavard.
I don't know anything about either of those two players.
Pavard, I remember being a right back, I think it was the World Cup for France, and scored an absolute screamer. He's playing for one of the top teams, isn't it? Who is he playing for? Is it Bayern or I forget? But that was a few years ago. Good player, Pavard.
Yeah.
Thuram too.
I really can't say I know who he is or anything about him.
Yeah.
Steve Tiley. Good evening, Steve. Evening, lads. Happy birthday, both. Thank you, sir. Sorry I'm late. Lost internet connection. Not a problem. Hope you found it. Where was it? Under the sofa? That's where it usually ends up. Strange times, indeed they are, Howard. I hope you're keeping well. Lee says... Lee's
always keeping well, so mate.
He's
Mr. Positivity, Mr. Lee.
Marcello, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. I think the Pellegrini appointment was the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
True. If Sullivan had got that right, we wouldn't be going through this shite. Yeah, that is true. To be fair, Pellegrini was the wrong person for us to go for. Completely.
I've always the right idea, just the wrong man.
But he was still riding on the success that he'd gained from a team built by Mancini. You know, he never built that fucking team.
No,
he just managed them to a trophy. And I'm sorry, I am not.
Well, back then, this is why you need people like Steiner in there. We've got a football brain. You had a guy there, and the way I look at Pellegrini, he lost the fucking championship to Leicester, and then he went and retired in China. Why would you ever think of bringing him in? But all because he had a big name and won the league with Man City? No, look. Really look.
He won the league with somebody else's squad.
Yeah, so exactly. So to me, it was I didn't want him myself. There you go. We got him.
Lynn says that if Moyes stays, we'll lose our best players. Just her own opinion, but it's an opinion shared by many, Lynn.
Yeah, very true.
I'm of a similar opinion, and to be fair, I don't think that Paquetá or Alvarez enjoy playing under him. I really don't. Alvarez is playing well because we rely on him. And I think that brings out the best in a player. When you rely on a player, I think that brings out the best in them.
Well, on that comment, Bud, I think we've got to get used. We're going to lose them anyway. See Paquetá and Kudos and maybe Alvarez. Eventually we'll lose them. It's just when we lose them. We need to be buying these players and keeping them for 3 years, moving them on for a bigger money, and have replacements in place. So I do believe it. Just if you keep Moyes, we might lose them sooner rather than later. That's my worry.
Yeah.
With the likes of Paquetá and Kudos.
I really don't think Paquetá is enjoying his time at West Ham. I don't think he is. We will win Europa League, and then Potter will be our next manager, lad. Watch the headlines, fella.
I just don't. I don't see the evidence of winning that Europa the way we're going.
Or he's not
maybe
a decent manager. I think he's highly overrated. He done well at Brighton, but that was because of the system that they use at Brighton. I don't think it was Potter's doing, because the moment he walked into a better job with better players, he failed. So I really don't want to see him anywhere near us. Yeah. I think West Ham should sign Jose Perez and Amin Adil from Bayer Leverkusen and Jeremy Frimpong. They're 3 players that are very good. I cannot see us getting anywhere near Jose Perez.
No, we ain't getting him.
He's at Newcastle. I don't think he's going to want to leave there. Adil, great player, but Leverkusen are really not a selling team. And Frimpong, well, we've been after him for about 3 years and he still ain't here. So chances are he ain't coming either. But great choices, really good choices. Moyes has reached his ceiling, says Fo. He agrees with me.
And he's right. And you're right.
That's how I see it.
Yes.
That's exactly how I see it.
That's the one I'm thinking of goal. That goal of 2018. I think it was my favourite goal of that World Cup, especially the camera angle, seeing it bending at the top corner. What a banger that was. Absolute beauty.
Yeah.
That was the goal, I always remember it. Must be good.
Hey, look, he's at it already, look. Catweasel, where's your toad?
There's fucking loads out the back here, mate. Don't worry about that.
They all work at the shipyard, and all they do all day is rivet. Anyway.
There you go. Boom, fucking boom.
Boom, boom. Pavard, Bayern Munich. Kepler Thuram, son of Lilian Thuram, plays for Nice. Now, to be fair, with the name Kepler and Thuram, I kind of already had mentally linked him to Lilian, who was a great player in his day. Is his son any good, Fo? Let me know. I have no idea.
Thuram's a player, he's a good player. But they all are, but that doesn't mean we're fucking getting them. Where are we shopping?
None of them.
We're not shopping in Harrods,
mate. I'm free for a little bit if you want company. Right, Nick.
G'day.
Let me send you the link. Let me find my phone. Oh,
there you go. That's Nick. You fucked him now, Nick. He's got to fucking figure out what to do now. He's fucked.
No. I think that's it, isn't it?
2 seconds.
Just bear with me because I've got to find you now, Nick. There he is. Oh, no, gone past him. What the? Well, that's not Nick. It's Claret and Booze, you twat. Sorry, guys. I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah, you carry on, Chuck.
Claret and Booze, there he is. Right, try clicking that one, son. Come in and say hello and give us your views on David Moyes.
Oh, fuck it. I think they're well documented.
Well worth listening to. Steve, Ings, Cornet, Benrahma, Creswell, all have to go. Not good enough.
All of them.
Exactly. Exactly.
And more. And more has to go.
Yeah. Reese, I think West Ham should sign.
Too many names, mate.
He wants us to sign to Reese. Jack Clark, Sunderland. Well, he's been well documented as being a favoured choice for a lot of the channels, actually, including this channel. Yes, Jack Clark is a player that I think we're looking at. Ahmad Diallo, yes, good shout. And Palacios from Leverkusen. Palacios, I'm not so sure about him. I think he's overrated. But Diallo and Jack Clark, yes, another couple of good names that you put forward there, young man. Right. Hope I get lucky at last with my latest job interview tomorrow. Wish me luck, lads. Yes, Steve, good luck with that, mate. We know that you've been having a bit of bad luck in the last couple of years. So
good luck with that, Steve.
Howard and usual both say good luck. Also, who would you two employ as manager if you had the choice? Well, I've got to be honest. Hang on, I'm just going to bring young Nick onto the screen. Good evening, sir.
Hello, Nick.
All right, mate. Well, there's three of us here to answer that question now, Lynn. So I'll go first. I really, really like Danny Blind. I know he's not a big name. I know he's not sort of person that everybody's looking at, but he ticks all the boxes for me. He's the sort of guy that I would imagine Tim Steidten would have a really good relationship with. So for me, it's Danny Blind. If you don't know who he is, it's Daley Blind's dad, who used to play for Man United. And he is currently the assistant manager for the Dutch national squad. So look him up. Kieran, what about you? Who would you bring in? I know you'd say Ange, but that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I've got to tell Nick about this. Nick, I've been a big fan of Ange because I'm here in Brisbane for about 10, 12 years, or more. Before Moyes came in, I wanted big Ange at West Ham then, but nobody knew his name then. And then he went off to Japan, and then he won the league with Yokohama. Then he goes to Celtic and wins 5 out of fucking 6 trophies, and I'm still screaming about big Ange. And
how many Spurs fans have you got now that are around you? I bet there's loads in there, loads of new Spurs fans out there.
I've only got one to put up with, thank fuck.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I'm gutted. Big Ange was my choice, and I don't have one after that because I was so gutted when he went there. Gutted. So, and I know you went on a bit of a thing about him, Nick, on your channel. So I was praising you.
I'm gutted about it because he's just everything that I think that he would have just fit West Ham. He would have, or he'll probably fit wherever he goes. I mean, sadly, I think he'll probably do quite well at Spurs.
He will. I said that at the beginning, Nick, because he came to Brisbane here. And Brisbane were like the Leicester of the league here, the A-League. And he took Brisbane Roar to a title. Unbelievable. And so you think, fuck, he took the national team to 2 World Cups. He won the Asia Cup with the national team. Everywhere he's been, he's won. He wins. And
that's it.
Except in football too. So he will win a trophy at Tottenham.
And that's the thing that I think hopefully a lot of West Ham fans, well, it ain't just West Ham fans, I think it's in the Premier League in general, will get their head around at the moment, because a lot of names that you put up now, like the minute you say, I don't want Moyes here, they go, well, who do you want? And like it was the same last year. And I said, well, Ange Postecoglou, not enough experience, not proven. He's in a farmers league. No good. No good. And there's so many good managers out there. De Zerbi he didn't come from the Premier League. You've got to be a little bit brave. But my top 3 for managers at the moment is Xabi Alonso, of course. I would love Xabi Alonso. If he continues going unbeaten throughout the rest of the season, we can write that one off, I'm assuming.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but then after that, you're looking at what's his name, Arne Slot. His style of football, very, very. He's one of the most attacking coaches in Europe. After that, it's Michel of Girona, who's doing an amazing job over there. They're sort of currently second in La Liga, playing brilliant football, taking on all the big boys. Yeah. There's good coaches out there. There are. You just I just
people got to realise, well, Nick, you're always taking a punt. When I was punting Big Ange before he went to Celtic, and I always said to anyone I talked to about that, it's a punt. It's a risk, but because of the style of football, I'm happy to take that risk. West Ham aren't probably, but I'm happy to take it because the benefit of the football you're going to see it outweighs the punt. It outweighs the risk.
Absolutely. So, and the thing is as well, look, people say, with David Moyes, you've got stability. Well, people forget we had a 35-game relegation battle last year. It can go wrong. There's no guarantees it's sticking with David Moyes. That isn't going to repeat itself again. There's nothing to say that this season isn't going to fall off a cliff. We're in a bit of a weird season this year. We've done well to get the results that we've got, but so many teams have underperformed. If 3 or 4 of those teams below us wake up, then it will probably change. It will probably change direction in the second part of the season. I genuinely hope it don't, because my personal belief is that Moyes isn't going to be here next season anyway. I don't think he's going to be, irrespective of the news that's been out. I don't think he's going to be here next year. So it's important that we do well this year. It's important that we get a European spot or something like that. So I definitely don't want the wheels to fall off.
The trouble is with that, Nick, if we did get a European spot through the league, I think that almost guarantees him a contract.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Well, it's yeah. Well, if that was the case, then I'm a glutton for punishment, because I still wouldn't want us to fail to get rid of him. I could never wish West Ham to fail to get rid of him, but it is painful. It's watching the football it is painful. It just is. Yeah. It's like torture. And now, a lot of people were saying, David Moyes, he's a cup man. Well, he ain't been this year, is he? We was, the Liverpool game was unforgivable. We was only a couple of games away. That was a Liverpool B we played. We was only a couple of games away from from Wembley in the League Cup, and then what we've just done in the FA Cup as well. I know
exactly.
I just, I don't know. Just got to hope that it picks up. We need them players. He needs those players back. David Moyes does, because I tell you what, without Paqueta, he don't know how to create at all.
No, there's nothing there.
There's no craft,
and that's been coming. You knew if you take Kudos, Paqueta, and Bowen out of the team, what you got left? And it's been showing the problems with this squad for a long time. And I've been saying this for a long while. We've got to look to the future here with this squad. I think we've only got a good 9. I've always said that. Yeah. We've got a good 9 players. The rest are very mediocre. So 500 million spent, I don't see a squad. Now, I know Steiner's not been there long enough to build it, and I'm sure he will. But you look at the clear out we need now. We've got to get rid of 6 or 7 players. And if you leave that to the summer, that's a lot to bring in.
And some of the players that are left. So if you're looking at losing the likes of Fornals, Benny, all the other ones that that are tipped to go, Johnson, who looked better than Soufal when he came on the other day against Bristol. He's a player that I wish we would stick with and give him some time. I like Johnson, I do. I just think he's not really had a fair crack at the whip. But you think of all those players that we're letting go, and then what we're left with, you're looking at obviously Cresswell's going to go, Ogbonna's going to go. But you're going to be left with, Zuma, who's got no knees, an aging Antonio. So, like you just said, after a £500 million spend, at the end of this, we're not going to be left with much. It hasn't been spent well. I just wish that we'd have had Steichen in at the start. Imagine if we'd have given him
absolutely £500 million. That would have been all the difference. Because if you look at his record, I reckon. Moyes is about a 50-50 when it comes to signings. He gets 50% right, 50% wrong. Well, you can't have that. You want a 90% success rate in who you recruit, and that's what's cost us the money. I mean, we've lost more money, than what we sold Declan Rice for.
No, I know. We was lucky that we had Declan Rice to sell to balance the books. We were, and it's not been great. But a lot of these players now that look finished, and we're talking about the likes of Fornals and Benny, and Benny was good. Benny was good. We know what Benny's like, but he ain't the best player in the world. But he was better last year. He's completely shit now. Cornet was a brilliant player for Burnley. He's rubbish. He looks nothing. And Fornals, we've seen him almost in tears a couple of times when he's gone to come on. These are players that are in their peak years, 27, 28 years old. They should be at their best level, but I'm telling you, they have been broken at West Ham.
They look broken. They've been broken.
So what he's done is we're now in a situation where we've got to sell to buy. So we've got to try and sell these players. Let's just look at Ben Rama. Apparently, the club want to make their money back on him. So that is a job that Steigen's got to do. He's got to try and go out and find someone who's going to pay 25 million for this Ben Rama. Who's going to pay that?
Good luck with that.
Who's going to pay that for him? No one will.
Well, the only person who'll pay for it is Moyes. And he's here.
Yeah, no, I know.
You need an idiot like Moyes.
I know.
Yeah. I just want to address this comment. Bring Jose Mourinho.
No.
Definitely not.
No,
Definitely,
not another pragmatist. Not another pragmatist. I'm sick and tired of this football.
Listen, if we brought him in, it would be all about him. It wouldn't be about the club. It wouldn't be about the team. Our history would go out of the door, as far as he's concerned. It's not about the history. It's about the future and all that bullshit. No, definitely not Mourinho. He's the one man that I would definitely not employ. I would definitely not want him at West Ham.
No. Scott said, Nick, if we don't sign anyone, where do I see us finishing? To be honest with you, when it comes to sort of me guessing, because I didn't guess that we was much better over Christmas than what I expected. Much better. Yeah. We got a lot more points. I never predicted that we would be in 6th place. Nowhere near. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to spend, Scott. I think the only way that we will spend is if we can sell. And I don't think we're going to spend in January. I don't. We might get a couple of loans, but I can't see us getting any players in. Some of these players are supposed to be back soon anyway.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
You hear a lot of smoke and mirrors, don't you, with the injuries and whatever. So it's hard to say. But I said at the beginning of the season, I still think we'll end up about 10th. And I haven't changed my mind. I think around the 10th.
I think 10th's right. And you know what? For me, I think if you look back at this season, when you look at the amount of money we spent over this period, and you look at the fact that we had a very good shout in the EFL Cup, we had a good draw at home against Bristol that we should have seen off, and that would have seen a 5th round game at home against Nottingham Forest because they won tonight. Obviously, we're in the last 16. Right. We will fall at the first Liverpool-shaped hurdle. That will happen in that game. There's so many good teams in that competition in the Europa, and I do think we are where we are because a lot of big teams have been shit. And I think, unfortunately, we will slip down. I think there's a good chance that we'll end up completely fruitless. And that, for me, would be a failure this season because there's been so many opportunities there. You rarely get a Premier League season where so many of the big boys are shit. Look at Villa. Villa are 3rd. That could have been us if we'd have made that change and gone for a progress. I mean, Kudus, Bowen, and Paqueta, I reckon outside of Man City and Liverpool, probably the best front three in the league. And they've got their stats, their goals and their assists, playing for a team where we create fuck all. They're so clinical. Like against Arsenal, for instance, Arsenal created 30 chances. We created about 3. And yet their stats. Imagine how good they would be, Kieran, in a team where we was putting loads of chances on the plate for them, just constantly. The numbers would be off the scale.
Well, let's put it this way: if you swapped Arsenal's front 3 for ours, mate, they'd win the league.
They'd win the league. They'd win the league.
That's the difference. Yeah. That's what it takes.
That is true. And a lot of people like from other clubs, a lot of fans from other clubs and that have said exactly that to me. Mate, stick that front 3 at West Ham, in Liverpool or Man City or wherever, anywhere. And,
where there's a different manager.
Like 60, 70 goals a season out of the 3 men.
Yeah. And the thing is elsewhere in the team, no budgie. Go on, mate.
Hey?
Go on.
No,
go on.
So that's a good point. If Brozier and Phillips come in, definitely Moyes signings, and then he will be staying.
Depends if they're loans. Not really. If they're loan signings,
no. If they're loans, probably not. No.
Yeah.
Probably.
But look, they're in a bit of a situation, aren't they? The club, because they want to finish as high up as they can. Look, you can see 100% what's happened here. 6 weeks to 2 months ago, Sullivan came out. He went to Jim White and he said, "We're not renewing David Moyes' contract." That's what he said. 2 days later, this was before any games, it started to be retracted. You can guarantee what's happened there. Somebody's tapped up Sullivan and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" You saw what happened in Sam Allardyce's last season, where you did the same thing and the wheels came off completely and we crashed and burned. Don't do that. So now I think what they've got, which is an intelligent thing, and it's what anyone would do. If you've got a manager until the end of the season, you back him publicly. You say, yes, we've got faith in the manager. Yes, we've got this. Yes, we've got that.
And then get the knives out.
Yeah, look, listen. He ain't got his contract. He was supposed to be getting. We've just had a break. He still ain't got his contract. He ain't getting one. The rumor is now that they're kicking that can down the road a bit. Apparently, Sullivan is now going to wait until April. He ain't getting his contract. He never was. He just had the best. He ain't going to get his contract. He just won a trophy, and then we lost Declan Rice, and then he went on to have the best statistically Premier League start to a season. He still ain't got his contract. He ain't getting one. It ain't getting no better for David Moyes now.
See, I hope you're right with all that. It just scares me the fact that he might. And I don't think he will. I've got a funny feeling in my head with them 2 cup competitions, he basically fucked them off. And that could be because he wants to try to finish higher in the league, so to get that contract. So I do believe that if he gets another European space, he'll get it. And I think that's what's in his head. That's how to secure your job for the next fucking 3 years. And that's probably what's going to happen.
I don't think he fucked that cup off against. You don't play Zuma, who can only play one game.
No, not the Bristol game, but the Liverpool game.
There is, yeah. Well, no. I just think he shits himself against Liverpool. I do. I just think he does. And yeah, I don't know.
I just didn't think he was serious with it with the team he fielded. I didn't.
No, he wasn't. No, he threw it. No, he threw it. He threw it completely. This season's been a completely strange one for me. I still feel like I'm in purgatory, even though it looks good because you're 6th in the league. But
sometimes, you make your own luck and you get a lot of luck, and we have had a lot of luck this year. But that runs out. You can only have that so long, Then it comes down to quality.
With this season, what I've felt is that, in the last couple of seasons, you can almost guarantee what David Moyes might do. Whereas this season, it's been completely up in the air. It's like he's like a chicken with no head. He's
up against it. He's up against it. That's why he's pushing for his contract. I spoke to Sean Whetstone, Budgie, and Sean Whetstone said that the club have obviously said to Sean, because Sean is the media to them. So the club have said to Sean that they're going to sit down and they're going to talk about a new contract. But the other thing that he said is that David Moyes is desperately chasing his contract renewal. That he wants it now, and the reason that he wants it now is because it ain't getting no better for him. And his
stock is high now, Nick. Yeah, his stock is high now at the moment with 6th place. But he probably knows if he looks at it pragmatically, he's probably going to drop to 10th. Is it good enough then? If we get knocked out of Europa, because that's the last one left on the cup competition, if we get knocked out of that, you finish 10th, you're out of Europe next year. So, Moyes would be mad not to be chasing that contract now.
Right, I agree. You got Douglas to say, because there's a lot of this now. People are saying, where's Tim? Where's Tim Stuyton? Now, Tim Stuyton, he's basically, what they've said is this season. Now, we know it's nonsense because Kieran Maguire's looked at the books and we're about 75 million away from FFP. We've got money, but they're not spending it. They've been very clear. We've got to sell to buy. Now, that to me says they're stockpiling money for the summer because, as you've just said, Kieran, we've got a massive rebuild coming. In the summer, we've got a huge rebuild. So I think the only way we're spending in this window is if, by some miracle, Tim can shift some of these players that David Moyes has basically depreciated and killed. And he's got to try and find homes for them without losing value. I mean, he managed to do it with Kehrer. I think we sold him. We made a profit on him. I don't know how. But we made a profit on Kehrer.
Probably their house with him anyway.
Yeah. We made a profit on them, but he's not a miracle worker. If he's told by Sullivan or if the strategy is we're going big in the summer, then if he can't sell the players, he can't sell the players. As simple as that. Maybe Moyes should have worked a bit harder, because these players, like I said, Fornals, Benny, and Cornet in particular, they're not shit. They're not shit. They'll go on elsewhere to have decent careers. They're just cut the type of figures. You saw them in the game against Bristol. Did they look like players? I know Fornals weren't there, but did they look like players that have been involved in the group for the past 6 months, or did they just look like strangers and lost on the pitch?
Yeah, they look like them in the pre-season game.
Exactly. And
what I've heard, because I didn't get to see it.
No, it was shocking, really. So time will tell. I'm not expecting anything against Sheffield United.
No, I think Ben Rama could do a job for a team if it suits him, man. But I can't see that the price tag being. If it was 10 million, I'd be amazed.
Yeah, you ain't getting 25 for him. No way. You're not getting 25 for him. And the thing is, I do believe that he could go elsewhere and be a success, Benny.
He probably can.
With the right manager, someone like Harry Redknapp would get the best out of him, Rama. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I think
I actually think that he would do well under Ange as well.
No, he just needs someone. And also what people have to remember is not all players suit this style. There is a reason why David Moyes, and this is a fact, he's never had a prolific striker throughout his entire management career. And he plays the same way. If you watch his Everton masterclass video, where he spoke about, it's fucking eerie. Everything he did at Everton, he's doing exactly the same here, almost piece for piece, player for player. To have a manager, when you think how much football's changed and how the league has changed in 21 years, which is how far back it stretches when he was at Everton, to think that he has not changed and he's still doing the same shit. He hasn't grown at all. I mean, then Ferguson, who he replaced at Man United, Ferguson was constantly evolving. He was always.
I enjoyed Nick. I enjoyed the video that Gary, your brother, put up. I thought that was quite eerie and interesting. You know, the comparisons
with the Everton fans.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. It was like looking in a mirror from back then, wasn't it? You know where we are now. It's really interesting.
Yeah. He's a divisive character, and the thing is, at the moment, I do think that a lot of people that back him now, and I mean this as well, they're obviously grateful because we won we're all grateful. I'm grateful we won a trophy, but I think that they truly believe now that David Moyes equals trophies. They think we're going to win the Europa. They think we're nailed on for top 6. They think David Moyes is now going to get us these things. But you can guarantee it will all switch and flip the minute we drop out the Europa and the minute we're out that top 10, they will all flip over. And that for me is bullshit, because I've kind of I've swum against the tide. I've stuck to my guns. I don't like the style of football. I don't see any longevity in it. So even through good results and bad, I've stuck to my guns. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch that stuff.
No, same here. I've been like that forever. You know, I don't want to watch shit football. And yet, you know, you accept it to a point when we get a result here and there. That doesn't mean you want to watch it for the rest of your fucking life.
You tolerate it when you get a result.
Imagine having this for the next 3 years.
Oh,
yeah. Really? I ain't getting up at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning to watch that shit.
No.
I mean,
no.
To be fair,
imagine how angry I'd be if I had to get up at 2 in the morning to watch it.
You up and down outside the stadium with a fucking banner. Moyes out.
Go up there.
Yeah, mate. Oh, it'd be great. But no, I to be fair, you know, I mean, I've only been going back to watch games live since after lockdown.
Yeah.
And all I've known is what we've been seeing is the Moyes ball, you know, the Moyes football. And to be fair, some of it has been enjoyable, some of it hasn't been so enjoyable. But, you know, for me, going to a game isn't necessarily all about what happens on the pitch. Yes, of course, that's important.
Yeah.
But, you know, I enjoy the build up to the game and post match stuff, you know, like going to the pub, for example. And
and a lot of people are like that, and that's fine, And the thing is, that's what it used to be like for me.
I'm less inclined to be doing that right at this moment in time because of the football I have got to go and watch.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Budge, like I said, this isn't the first time, is it, that we've been in this? I remember being the East End Workmen's Club next to Upton Park, right? And me and my mates are deciding whether to bother to fucking walk across the road to go in the chicken run.
Oh,
we were so shit back then. I didn't know. Should we just stay here? Fuck it. Yeah. That's with tickets in hand and going out. You know, it took a bit of an effort to go because it was shit at times, but we've done that before.
I mean, that was all part of it for me. That's kind of why I've never managed to adapt to this new place, because all of my match day rituals that we all had, they've all gone. They've all gone out the window. I don't do that anymore. I literally go for the football now. I drive in, and you've got the long fucking walk to the stadium. You go in and you sit down. You feel disconnected from the from the game, you know, completely. You just feel like a spectator. You might as well be sitting in your front room. You feel like a spectator. It's a really weird, bizarre atmosphere. Don't get me wrong. On occasion, like we've seen it, you know, like with Severe and certain massive games, it can be a great experience. It's like a cup final stadium. That's what it is. But for run-of-the-mill games, when you're watching this football, it's unbearable. It's unbearable.
Yeah.
Honestly, 3 times I've been 3 times. I think I've been in that stadium, and I remember I've been sitting there around about half time, and I've been thinking, why did I come over here? Why?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
It's like, you know, when we played Bristol at home, like the first, what do you want to call it? The first attempt at beating. When we played them at home, like I actually put out on social media, I felt that the stadium was absolutely deathly silent, and it would have been that if it hadn't have been for the Bristol fans. They made us look like mugs, you know. We've got
football. It's the football, mate.
Yeah, I mean we've reputedly got one of the best away fan groups.
Mm.
You know, in the world.
A lot of them don't go home games though, Budgie. I
know, and that's what I've been discovering over the last few days.
Yeah,
is that many of the away supporters aren't going to the home games.
You get in my day of following West Ham around the country, mate. You really got the hardcore fans travelling then, and back then you didn't have up 6, 7, 8,000. There could be 600 of you. It could be 1,000. You know, it grew as the years went on. But I remember being up here at Man United, and there was only 800 of us there. You know, and every Man United fan trying to kill you. But you always get a more hardcore fan going to the away games back then. It is
the same now. I mean, I've been to 5 away games in the first part of this season, and it's always a much better day going away. Always.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I mean, the only away game I've been to since the mid '80s was the Brighton game this season, and I found
you had a good one.
Oh, brilliant one, Nick. You know?
Yeah, I went to the one before last season.
It was fantastic. You know, everybody around me everybody was happy, and that was even before the game had kicked off.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it was like, you know, like I met up with quite a few of the lads that are regular, you know, away supporters, you know, and I just had such a good time, and then going to the ground, we made Brighton sound quiet on the day. You know, I mean. Brilliant, fantastic.
Well, that's what happened. But I do believe, even at Upton Park, man, I've been there many, 1,000 times when the atmosphere was pretty shit. Why? Because the football was shit.
That's exactly
the same now. The football creates the atmosphere. You have to get excited about something. The reason in Bristol City fans were so good is they're on a big jolly up, aren't they? A big day out for one, coming to London. Yeah. They're obviously doing well. They're punching above their weight against a Premier League team, and they get the result, take the draw, bring it back home. Why wouldn't they be up for it? Why would the West Ham fan dead? Because they were watching shit and dross. And that's how it works. You've got to create the atmosphere from the pitch. It has to come from...
And you know what? If it was every now and then, you wouldn't mind it. If every now and then, if you had 3 or 4 games like that in the season, you'd be fine. You just tolerate it. But it's always shit. And what you said earlier on, Budgie, you're right. We do have good moments in games because we've got such amazing players that when we score a goal, it is fantastic because it's usually from a moment of brilliance. Like fucking Paqueta has to get his wand out, pull out an amazing pass. You know, and Kudus with his touch and his finish, and Bowen. So those 3 players, they create amazing moments.
Absolutely.
But the football's dross. The football's dross.
Yeah.
You know,
you can relate that back in the day. Like I say, we'd wait for Alan Devonshire or Trevor Brooking to do something magnificent, and they did. And it just rises the whole ground, like a whole, you know. And the difference of being in that stadium where it's near the pitch. I remember playing against Tottenham. I was in the chicken run, and one of the Tottenham players leant back on that wall to take a throw, and I was in his ear hole calling him a big nose cunt. And he nearly got the ball. And that was the intimidating atmosphere at Upton Park. You could really, anyone on that sideline was getting it. When I used to see it here in Australia with these Olympic-sized stadiums, the atmosphere is so hard to generate because it's so far away from a pitch and so big. You really do need a football ground as well. That helps. Being closer to that pitch, massive difference.
Well, if you're not, if you could do it in a stadium like ours, but this is a stadium of a big club. So Man City could do it in our stadium. Liverpool could do it in our stadium because, like I said to you, we've shown it on occasion on the big games. 60-odd thousand fans, if they're all making a noise, it's fucking loud. It's really loud. But you've got to engage the fans. You've got to you've got to lift the fans. You have to in that place. And this football is just and you know what's so annoying is it's so unnecessary. And you know, a lot of us, it's like me. I moan about the style. I don't just moan about the style for the sake of it. If we had the squad of Sheffield United and we was in the Premier League, I wouldn't be expecting us to go out and play good football. I wouldn't. I'd be expecting the smash and grabs. But for fuck's sake, we've got Paqueta, we've got Kudus, we've got Bowen, we've got Emerson, we've got all of these players that would thrive in. Could you just imagine what? I think so. But just imagine what Postecoglou could have done with this group of players if he'd have come in the summer with the players that we've got now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he changes the mindset completely. Postecoglou's always done that. Forever. He changes the way they play. He changes the mindset of the players. He gets them to believe, and he will stick with what his principles are. Doesn't matter. Yeah. He'll stick with it for whatever. Yeah. And that's why that has been successful for him everywhere he's been. So he's not going to change that. It's success. Moyes can't say that his style of football's been success everywhere he's been because that was his first trophy.
No, I know.
Postecoglou's got probably 20 fucking trophies on his fucking cabinet. And because the way he plays, it's successful.
It is successful. But what impresses me most about him, because I did loads of research in Postecoglou before he went to Spurs, because I wanted him at West Ham. So I've done loads of reading on him. I know everything about his achievements. But what impresses me most was when he goes into a club, he doesn't take an entourage with him. He just turns up. And what he does is he just convinces everyone around him. So he would come in, he might bring in a few new coaches and stuff, but he don't always have the same team. He brings in what he needs. But he works with whatever's there, and he basically convinces them and gets everyone to buy into what he's doing. He's
gets them to buy into his style of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you saw some of these managers. It was like when David Moyes went to Man United, he got rid of everyone, and he brought everyone in. Fucking Everton, he got rid of everyone.
Mistake he ever made.
Yeah, just got rid of everyone, and he just wanted it to be completely everyone that was going to answer to him because. He doesn't delegate responsibility, so he likes to do a little bit of everything. And what happens in that scenario? You can't do everything well, so you end up doing. You're a jack of all trades and a master of fuck all. So you're supposed to get specialists around you that can help you.
Yeah. No, he's good. As well as when he went to Celtic, he brought in a couple of Japanese players with him. My God, they just tore it up there. Yeah, and they were so exciting to watch Celtic. The Celtic fans are gutted that he had to leave. And if you remember when he turned up at Celtic, because I was in my prime then, mate. This is a great sign of a Celtic, and all the Scottish boys here in Australia, they were keen for it. But the Scottish fans there went, "Who the fuck's this?" And if you remember that famous bit on TalkSport with Alan Brazil, he's apologised for that a few times since. But he changed it there, and Celtic fans loved him. Just loved the style of football.
That's an intimidating, demanding club. And that's a massive club, Celtic. And the thing is, so for him to sort of win people over. But you know what? If you, but to have the other thing as well, and he ain't the only one. I'm just using him as an example because it was actually Gio from Hammers Chat that got me, that sort of got me a little bit more introduced to Ange. He started sending me press conferences from Ange Postecoglou, and it was press conferences from fuck me. That like with David Moyes, the way he likes to play down, bring down expectations. Talk about how good the opposition is. Or what we've done. Don't get too excited. He's completely different. He's like, no, I want to raise expectations. I want my fans to dream. I want to entertain them. This is what it's all about. They work hard all week long. They're going to come and we will put on a show for them. That is football.
Exactly.
That's football.
You got to compare it. Before Ange turned up at Tottenham, they were in that boat like we are in with Moyes now. They were watching dross football for fucking years, right? When you had Mourinho there as well and the other donut. It's so pragmatic. They were sick of it, and they weren't even getting results with it either. And then they bring this boy in, and all of a sudden, mate, they're just attack. Win or lose, he'll take it on. And it was funny watching that commentator.
In the league, aren't they? They're above us in the league at the moment, and they're fifth, aren't they?
They're above us in the league, and they've had they've had a ridiculous injury list as well. They've I mean, we've just the last few weeks we've had injuries. They've had like 9 or 10 injuries to key players, and he's continued and maintained and played the same way, a little bit like De Zerbi did with Brighton when they came to our place. They had all of those injuries, loads of them, but they play the same way. Yeah, they weren't as clinical. They weren't finishing all their chances, but they carried on playing the same way because you can see that they are coached, which means that when a player comes out, another one can come in and it doesn't affect the style because they play the same way. Whereas with us, we're all about individuals. If individuals are missing, we're fucked.
Well, yeah, we're fucked. Yeah, as simple as that. Yeah. If you're missing that quality to create and back score, we got nothing else. We've got nothing else. And I just laughed at Ange the other day when that reporter asked him, do you picture yourself with a trophy? He said, pictures? I've got lots of pictures, mate. I've got loads of them, mate.
Yeah.
Him with trophies.
Yeah, I know. And it is in a state of purgatory at the moment. Look, and Ben Watson's right. He says, look, if we beat Sheffield United and we're only 3 points behind Spurs. Yeah, but there's ways of doing it. And the fact of the matter is, if you go back 4 weeks, we're 6th in the league and we're in the EFL Cup. And we're in the FA Cup, and we're in the last 16. Well, now we've just got the top 6 and the last 16. I'm telling you now, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's been hugely lucky. Going back to what you said earlier on, massive portions of luck that we've had with so many. Even Luton, they should have had a penalty in the last minute with James Ward-Prowse. We scraped over the line with that one. There's been so many games where we've been lucky. Both Brighton games, Areola got man of the match. The Chelsea game, Areola got man of the match. Arsenal, they had 30 chances on goal. And these
even
games
the Tottenham game. I mean, they should have been 4-0 at half time.
At half time. Newcastle, we played them when they had loads of injuries and they'd just beat PSG 3 days earlier and they'd probably been on the piss for 2 days. So we played them and we drew against them. Burnley, Kudus basically saves us in the last few minutes.
Yeah,
we've
ridden that luck. That's what I'm saying, and it's good. It's good to nick a fucking win like that. I'm happy with it. Love the result, but you can't do that all season. You can't. It can only last so long.
It will run out eventually.
I remember a show you did a couple of weeks back, Nick, when you were talking about we can't be relying on Thomas Souček for the last minute winners.
Oh, mate,
do you remember that show you did?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
But it kind of like since then we haven't been, and we ain't been getting the results that we should be. Do you know what I mean? Because Thomas Souček hasn't actually been that fox in the box, if you like.
Mate, I'd rather him be a fox on the fucking bench. He can't play football, Budgie. Honestly, he can't. The geezer
he's one of our best players, Nick.
The geezer can do one thing, and he can do it very well. He's got very good awareness. Yeah. He's a box crasher. He's got very good awareness, and he has got a good finish on him. He's a threat in the box. But in terms of playing football, there is nothing there. There's nothing. Even defensively, I don't rate him.
Especially when you're partnering with Ward-Prowse.
Oh, that's the worst midfield partnership I've ever seen.
It's not good. It's not good.
It is so bad. It's so bad.
I said last night, a ball passed in front of him, literally like within reach of him stretching out his leg and taking the ball. And he just watched it go past him. He'd done that on a couple of occasions. And I just, there was a question up here. Go on.
People make comparisons with, look, I'm not a massive James Ward-Prowse fan. I'm not. I don't get this set piece specialist thing. I don't see why it's such a fine art to be good at putting a fucking ball in the middle of a crowd of bodies, right? He ain't picking no one out. He's putting the ball in the middle of a crowd of bodies. This is a fact. We are literally now, even though we've got James Ward-Prowse in, we're worse than the first 2 seasons under Moyes in terms of our stats and our turnaround from corners. We scored more goals before. So I don't get it.
I don't. Nelson, Lanzini, and
Bowen can put in a good corner. I don't get the obsession with having James Ward-Prowse in the team for a set piece. He ain't Pyatt.
I think that would change if he'd stuck half a dozen free kicks in the top corner by now. We'd be thinking differently. But he's not even doing that one now. I like his corner, mate. Give a chance. But
he ain't had half a dozen, though, Kieran.
Well, I know, but he's gone nowhere near with any of them. So this is what you like. If you had Pyatt back in the team, if this Ward-Prowse Pyatt, and you knew every time Pye had a free kick, there was a chance of it going in.
It was
I don't feel that.
Edgy as seat. No, you don't feel it with Prowse. And the thing is, people make comparisons with Ward-Prowse and Noble. And I think in terms of play, yeah, fair enough. He's got a delicious right foot. Noble was a far better player. Noble had bollock. Yeah. He weren't useless defensively. If you had Noble in your midfield, you've got Souček and Noble, and you've got teams running straight through them. That would never happen with Noble. At the very least, he would have taken a fucking player down. Do you know what I mean? At least he had some bollocks about him. So I don't think you can even compare Noble to James Ward-Prowse. I don't know what James Ward-Prowse is. There is a reason why clubs weren't queuing around the block to sign him. I do think he's got a specialist. He's got specialist attributes. He can take a great corner. He can. He
has been better. He has looked better when he's been further up the pitch.
He gets
more involved there. I think that's where we need him. So get him involved.
He says something though when your dead ball specialist is only scoring out of open play. He's not scoring from a dead ball at all.
Not yet. No, not yet.
And the thing is, I'm not saying he's useless because he ain't. He's a very good and he's a quality player, but I don't think he fits in a modern Premier League midfield. I don't think he does. In fact, yes, you're right. He's much better if you've got a solid base behind him. So say you've got Souček and Alvarez behind him, and you've got Ward-Prowse playing further up, and he's pressing to help Bowen. He's more effective then.
That's where he's more effective, yeah.
But who would you rather have? If you've got, say for instance, you've got, which it should have been in the summer if Moyes hadn't have blocked it, we should have had a midfield two of Alvarez and Fofana. That should have been the two at the base. We should have had Paqueta in the 10. We should have, and then you've got Bowen right. Where does because don't forget, Paqueta's being shifted out the way. Our best player is being shifted out on the left to make space for either Souček or Prowse.
Yeah,
he's moved. He's out on the left. So as good as Ward-Prowse is, we're carrying him and we're finding places to store him in the team in case we get a corner. And it's the same with Souček. There's no other reason to have him in that team apart from his goal threat from pieces.
He can nick you a goal.
Yeah.
And he can. And it worked this season, doesn't it? We've nicked points for it.
Yeah, but that's two places in your team. And we've nicked points with last-minute goals from James Ward-Prowse to Souček in games where we could have had the games won anyway because we're having to overcompensate in those areas because we're so shit in midfield. So what they give you something, but they take it away, is what I'm trying to say. I don't get it. James Ward-Prowse and Souček, maybe you could have either or, but having them both in the middle, I don't get it. I'll never understand it. I think they're ponies.
No, not together.
Together.
It's not good.
Yeah. Right. So, we've been running for like nearly an hour and a half now. So we'll start winding things down. But what are your thoughts for the rest of the season then, Nick? I mean, can you see us doing anything decent?
No, I can't. But I'm hoping that we will. I'm hoping that we can. I think you can look. Listen, I think you can write off the Europa League. It ain't going to happen. You've got Milan, you've got Brighton, you've got Leverkusen, you've got Liverpool. The minute we face, like I said, a Liverpool-shaped hurdle that we get drawn against, we're gone. We're not winning that competition, so we're not going to get Europe through that. But we do need to get Europe. So our best chance is through the league. If we go and beat Sheffield United, as Ben said earlier on, we've given ourselves a really good buffer, and I'm hoping, because I think European places can stretch down to sort of eighth place this year. So we could be in a position where we can fight and at least try and maintain and stay in that top 8. We have to. But do I think we will? No, I don't. I think we're going to be 10th and possibly lower, because I think if we collapse this year, it's going to be a hell of a collapse.
Yeah. And that's a good point that Steve put there. If we did sign Phillips, Moyes would probably not drop.
Drop Alvarez.
Drop Alvarez, yeah.
He's always the one that he hooks. So if you notice, whenever those three are playing and he makes a sub out of them three, Alvarez comes off.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, isn't it? We're so much better with that boy in the team.
He's brilliant. You know? He's actually he's our most important player. I'm convinced.
I think it is. I think we need cover for him, mind you.
Yeah.
I think we need cover for him, and we don't have it.
We had cover. Flynn Downs, who's absolutely smashing it for Southampton, and we've loaned him. What's that? Sorry, Pudgy.
Is Phillips the type of player you'd like to see us bringing in?
Oh, mate, I'll be honest. That would be a massive improvement if we had Alvarez and Phillips together with James Ward-Prowse in front. And I'll tell you what, that would completely free James. But that would completely free James Ward-Prowse up, and then you would probably see the best of James Ward-Prowse because Phillips and Alvarez would be fantastic. They would be together. But I don't think that would be the case. I think you're right, Budgie. I think that you would see Phillips replace Alvarez because we might get a corner. So you can't take James Ward-Prowse or Souček out the team.
And the ball might go into the box at some stage. So therefore you've got to have Tommy Souček on there.
Yeah. No. And Ben Watson said, Nick, would you extend the contract if he won the Europa? No, I wouldn't. I wanted to sack him after we won the conference. I'm sick and tired of the football. I am.
If I'm honest, I wanted him gone after the last World Cup.
I'm sick and tired of the football. I'll be very grateful again. Thank you, Moyes. Now, please fuck off and let someone else come in and do something different. Thank you. Please go and talk to someone else.
Yeah, look, I think if we'd had Steinen in a bit earlier, we might have done it. But
yeah, I know. I just want to enjoy football again. That's all. I'll tell
you what, I judge it a lot, because I'd say this week, if it's a 2:00 kickoff, then it's midnight for me. Sometimes it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I judge with whether I'm enjoying it or not is whether I decide to get up and watch it live. And this season, I haven't fucking bothered. I just get up at 6 in the morning and watch the replay before I even look at my phone, so I don't know the score. And my boy is the same. My boy's 21. He'll get up when we were playing well. He'd get up with me at 1 in the morning, and we'd both watch it together. Now both would look at each other and say, fuck that, we'll leave it till the morning.
Mate, there is no way. There is no way, and I've said this before, and this is the first time in my life that I've ever done it, ever. And it was because, I know what it was because of what happened in the Liverpool game, but I've never, ever not watched West Ham, ever. If there has to be a serious, whether I'm either at the game or I'm watching it, I always find a way to watch the game. I've never not watched the game. And it happened this season for the first time, and that was the Bristol Rovers game at home. The game was on, it was about to start, and I just looked at the missus and said, fuck, should we just watch a film? And because the reason being, I'm so sick and tired of watching the football. Plus, what he did in the EFL Cup, I thought, what's the point? What is it? Even if we beat Bristol, if we draw someone decent in the next round, he's only going to fucking bail out anyway. What was the point in us beating Arsenal in that cup? We did really well against Arsenal. What was the point in that?
Yeah, exactly. What was the point of that? And then give it away.
I think that was just to show Declan what he's missing out on.
Yeah, but we might as well just gone out then. It was all for fuck all, that was. And that's the thing. We was playing Arsenal B then, but then we was playing Liverpool B then. And the teams that was left, I would love to win a domestic cup. For me, it's like if you offered me the FA Cup or the Europa Cup, I'd take the FA Cup all day long. A day at Wembley, all day long.
Same here. Same.
I would do
all day long. Well, I was lucky enough, Nick, to be at the 1980 final, so I know what it's like to win it and be at Wembley winning it.
I was born that year, so it was a great year. Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah, but I think this is when people talk about eras of what me and Budgie's era and day. To me, that was the best time to be a West Ham fan because in that year, getting to Wembley and beating Arsenal. But that year, for the supporters of West Ham, we got to Wembley 3 times in 1 year. We had the final, we had the Charity Shield, then we had the League Cup final, and then I went to the replay at Villa Park where we lost to fucking Liverpool and Dalglish. But to get to Wembley 3 times as a fan base, in a year,
that's unbelievable.
I didn't think it'd be 43 fucking years before we done it again.
Well, I still haven't got over, for me, what would have been my best day ever would have been the 2006 FA Cup final in Cardiff. And like I say, I went there with my brother. What an amazing day that was. And we were we were so close. So close.
I watched it for here, 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And there was about 8 of us at my house and about 4 or 5 West Ham fans and 1 Liverpool cunt. And fuck me, I wanted to kill him. At the end of it, I was so gutted. I've never watched it back.
West Ham is a small club.
I'll tell you what, Mush, go fuck it.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right. Thanks for that, mate. Been getting a few references about you looking like Barry Gibb.
That's Steve Tiley. I don't know what he's talking about. Look, my teeth are fucking yellow. I ain't got white teeth.
No, it's not the teeth. I think it's the grey hair and the beard. I mean, he's just trying to take the dairy off himself because he ain't got an hair on his head. I
can't sing. I can't sing, unfortunately.
No.
Fucking look, I call that fucking tiny. I'm a fucking Jack Hargreaves 1 minute, fucking Cat Weasel the next. He can fuck off and all. No shark attack this week.
I tell you, Steve always reminds me of fucking Sid James out the Carry On field. That's who he reminds me of. Whenever I talk to him, he's fucking Sid James. There you go, Steve. Got your back.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And you haven't got Barbara Windsor to look at, though. That's the only thing.
It was Nick was the brunette at the beginning of the season.
Fucking hell. Honestly, it's been
mate, look what it does here. Look what it does here. Supporting West Ham.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? It's all going to be worth it because I'm going to be positive. Listen, I'm telling you what's going to happen, right? This is more than a prediction, right? You can't fucking hold your hat on anything where David Sullivan's concerned. What I think is going to happen is that David Sullivan, David Moyes is going to go at the end of the year. Hopefully, we're going to finish in Europe. So hopefully, we're going to have European football to look forward to next year. We're going to get in a very, very exciting manager. I don't know who. I've been probing. I've got no fucking clue who it is. I just think it's going to be a progressive manager because you've only got to look at Tim Steidten and his previous appointments, and we are going to splurge. Tim Steidten, we are stockpiling money. We are going to spend massive money in the summer, 150 to 200 million. That's what I reckon. And next season
that's positive. Nick, here's the other side of that fucking coin, right? If West Ham announce, right, we've just given Moyes another 2-year deal. What's your thumbnail going to fucking be on that?
I'm going to go and chain myself to the fucking railings outside the stadium. I think if they do that, honestly, I'll go mad. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to go fucking mental if they do that, and I'm not going to accept it. I'll refuse to accept it.
I won't be happy myself. But,
I'm going to refuse to accept it. I'm going to have Moyes out tattooed on my fucking forehead. I think just so people get the.
Scotty wants us to get Paolo in. Don't think that's going to
happen.
No.
I would take Paolo for the last. Listen, if it was a lot, depends on the scenario. Depends on the scenario. Do you know, like if like last season, for instance, if it all went to shit properly and we had 10 games to save our season, Moyes weren't doing it. We was in the bottom 3. Bring in Paolo for that last 10 games. I think he could do that. He could do that. You know, kick it
again.
A few transfer requests after that. Oh, Easton.
Or kicking players up the arse. Imagine what he'd do to Benrahma. Did you see what he did when he was managing? Who was he managing when he done that? When he brought a player, off.
Sunderland.
He kicked him up the arse as I was walking down.
Yeah, Sunderland. That was at Sunderland.
Fucking mental.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God. Well, you definitely get entertainment with it. That's true.
Yeah, Scotty says he would get a tune out of the players. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Ben Watson says, look, he fears what if we get another Pellegrini after a payday. Listen, Ben, as we saw last season, there are no guarantees with David Moyes. Last season, after spending 180 million, we had a 35-game relegation battle. It was very close. Yeah. If you remember, I actually thought we was getting relegated when we got battered by Newcastle that time.
Yeah,
that's it. I thought we're going. So you never know. You could give Moyes his new contract, and next year the same thing could happen. We could go, and he's done it before. He relegated Sunderland. Ask them what they think of him.
Yeah.
There's that Newcastle game especially was relegation form. That was relegation game. That was disgusting.
It was at Swindon that
Swindon. Yeah.
Player up the arse in the
tunnel. Yeah. That's so funny. It's the best clip I've ever seen.
Oh, that's great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. What's that? Nick's got an invite to Moyes' leaving do.
Yeah, I'm throwing it. I'm throwing the leaving do. And he ain't invited.
Don't bother with the cat.
If he gets that contract, mate, I'll be thinking of you, Nick. I really will.
Oh, mate.
It's got to be fucking priceless.
Yeah. No, look, listen, I'm not knocking it, Ben. I'm not. But I am not about fucking results. I didn't become a West Ham fan listen, there is nothing wrong with success, okay? But football is an entertainment's business, okay? Now, success is something that if it comes, it should come. It should be a byproduct of entertainment. It shouldn't come at the expense of entertainment ever. It shouldn't come at the expense of entertainment. West Ham and football are the same. We've always been known as a fucking club that pride themselves. It's the one thing that we've got in common with those bastards from North London, Tottenham. They've always had good footballing teams. It's the one thing we've got in common. They wouldn't tolerate it on San Marino. I'm not tolerating it with fucking Moyes. I didn't like it with Allardyce. Didn't like it with Kerbishley. I hate this profile of manager. They can go fuck themselves with that football. I hate it. I don't like it. Never have.
Yeah, I agree with that. When people say it's a points results business, so fuck you. Well, it might be for you younger crowd. I don't know. If this is a new generational thing where points only matter, it doesn't for me. The football matters. It really does. And especially people of our generation, it matters. I want to enjoy it. You know, that comes first. I'd feel like that if I didn't watch the games and all I did was I checked on teletext. Oh, look, West Ham have won again. Look how high we are in the league. Great, we're doing brilliant. How good are we?
Yeah, I'd be all right then. I'd love it. All for David Moyes. But if you watch the games, I don't see how you can enjoy it. I don't get it.
No. Especially, like for me personally, it's like 120, 130 quid for the day minimum.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And I'm on universal credit. I don't work anymore. I can't work anymore at the moment. But, like 150, let's call it 120 quid for the day, including my ticket. I can only do that, like really, truly, once a month. I've been going a lot more because I can do a bit of work here and there. But, like if I was just literally just relying on my thing, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to go to the game.
And why?
I would have to choose the games that I did go to.
So in your situation where you kind of you're not caked up, you have to fucking pick and choose the games that you go to because of the money that you've got available to you. Why would you're putting aside a big portion of the money that you've got to go and follow West Ham? Why the fuck should it not be entertaining? Why should you not expect to go there and watch a game of football?
I fucking spent 130 quid on a concert ticket. I want to fucking enjoy it.
I know. But do you know what we see? What we see, and this is what frustrates me, right? We go to watch like the Brighton game. We go to watch another team in Brighton have the ball and try to play football against our fucking low block. And all we're doing is we're trying to stop football being played. We're trying to destroy the entertainment and try and nick it at the end. So it is completely and utterly, it's fraudulent. I don't even think it should be allowed. But I think these types, honestly, I actually hate these types of managers. I manage kids football. And it actually happened I got beaten all because I've got a really good team in the under 15s. We win quite a lot. And I got Moyes about 6 weeks ago. This fucking team, all they did was they sat everyone back and had a fast kid up front, right? And they were just launching the ball over the top, and I couldn't believe it. Like they came off at half time. We played so well, but we was losing, and I was literally like thinking, I've been fucking Moyes there. I've been Moyes.
even at Sunday football.
And do you know how empty it makes you feel when you've played so well, but someone just nicks it undeservedly? It's the worst I've ever felt. I can't stand it. The kids couldn't understand it,
No. But you can imagine that if that's even being taught at fucking grassroots level, that's even more worrying.
Fuck it.
That's really troubling, isn't it?
And do you know what you said, Budge, about what it costs to fucking be? I was over there, Nick, last year, and I got to see that. I got to see one game, all right, because my sister was ill, so I came over for a month. I got to see the Forest game, and that's the one we won 4-0 or 4-1. You know, last 20 minutes, scored all the goals.
Yeah.
But I brought my boy over with me, right? His first game to see West Ham, you know. I've been battering him since he was 5 about West Ham, and he's a big West Ham fan now. He didn't have a choice. But he got there and he said, Dad, can I get something to eat from it? I said, yeah, and I just gave him my card, right? And he came back with a burger and chips, right? And he said, I said, well, what that cost you? He went, Dad, you don't want to fucking know. What?
It's about 12 quid.
Well, yeah. I think about 20 quid it cost him, this fucking burger chip shit. I mean, what? With a drink.
What'd you get? Fucking fillet steak? What'd you get?
But yeah, it was
£8.50, isn't it? I know, £8.80 now, isn't it?
What's that for a beer?
For a hot dog.
And they're shit hot dogs and all. They're shit hot. The food over there is rubbish. Yeah, the food over there is rubbish.
They ain't great.
But I won't eat over there now, and I don't. When look, I'm like, I do still buy me boy the shirts. I'll do that. That's it. That's a limit of my. I don't ever go in the club shop anymore. Fuck that. I won't. I refuse to. And I don't spend inside the stadium either. I won't do it anymore. I'll have a drink up the road, because I must admit, in Hackney Wick's all right. So it's different, but it's a bit poncy. But I'll go and have a drink over in Hackney Wick, and then and then
I wonder, like, because it was my first game at London Stadium, you know, even though all the years I support West Ham around the country, was I classed as a tourist? That's what I'd like to know.
No. See, no. I had this debate because I upset someone. One of our regular viewers. He's Danish. I was pissing and moaning about. Yeah, I think so. No, not Arnie. No, not Arnie.
No, not Arnie.
I was pissing and moaning about tourists, right? What I mean by a football tourist is someone that doesn't even have an affiliation to the club. They're just there for the game. If you're a West Ham fan, you're a West Ham fan. You're a West Ham fan. It doesn't matter. You're not a tourist. But I think we just get lots of people that just want to watch a Premier League match.
Yeah, of course you do. I've had my mates educated me when I was back there. I was back in Oldchurch, and they were saying there were so many, and a lot of London clubs rely on that. Arsenal do it, and Chelsea. People are coming from all over as tourists to see a game in London.
Yeah,
so it's a big part.
Yeah. I was at the Bristol game the other night, last week, and I think it was Richard Cox I messaged, and I said to him, I am the only English-speaking person in my section. Literally. There was Africans, there were Asians, there were Chinese, and I was the only English-speaking person in my section.
Yeah, and that's debatable, your English as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but I was thinking the same thing about you.
Shut your mouth. Go for
I was on the phone having the same conversation about you.
Who's that fucking weird?
Bloody foreigners. Who are these foreigners in here? It's me. But I mean, that doesn't, for me, that doesn't spoil my enjoyment or lack of.
This is a big reason why we've got. It depends on the amount. If you're talking in a 60,000 seater stadium, if you're talking 2% or 3% are tourists and day trippers, that's fine. But if you've got fucking 10% and they're all split everywhere, there is a reason why people don't sing in that place, and it's because it's just people are disconnected. I don't think they're all.
Whether we like it or not, all these clubs in London are becoming tourist destinations.
Yeah,
and that's part of it, and that will grow more than it will diminish. You will get, and the more you have Moyes in there, and the likes of me and my era start giving up season tickets, the more you're going to that tourist side, and the less atmosphere it will create in the ground.
Yeah, and do you know what as well? There will. Do you know one of the other reasons why I fucking hate this stadium? Because it's so big as well, and I just do. One of the things I loved about being a West Ham fan at Upton Park was because it felt exclusive. it felt like you was part of this fucking nice, small, family knit club, and you was lucky to be going over there and be part of that. I was lucky to have a season ticket, like to be in there. It's how it felt, and also as well, and loads of teams, all the other London clubs. Chelsea, Arsenal, they all looked down their nose at us over the years. They couldn't get why we were so fanatical about West Ham because we never won fuck all. They would never understand it. But there was something special about being a West Ham fan, and I just don't. I feel like I've lost that now because I don't feel that is the same now. I think we're just. I'll
tell you what, there was back in my day, there was no fucking tourists coming down to East London.
No. I think it's all changed. It's all changed now. It's all a big fucking. It's a big commercial fucking shiny cock that we've got to go to, and I don't know. West Ham, London. I just
says it all. Branding.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, look, we'll always be there when there's big moments. Like when we won the cup, it was amazing. One of the best moments. It really was. All of the fans came out. Everyone enjoyed that.
That was good.
But yeah, it's not the same. But then again, maybe I'm just down on it because of the football. Maybe it's not over with Spurs now. I mean, the song that they're singing now, because of the football and the shit they've had for 2 years, 3 years, they're singing, "We've got our Tottenham back." Exactly. Maybe that's how we will feel if we get a manager in that fucking excites us and gets the good football over there. Maybe that will galvanise the support. Maybe the result.
I think it will.
Maybe
again, there's no guarantees it'll work, but every signing of a man is a punt. It's always a gamble. But if it does work, you'll see what you've got at Tottenham at the moment, where they're happy. They're happy to go there and enjoy what they're watching for the first time in years and years. So that's where I'd like to be.
And that's the only way the West Ham fans, especially now, where we've got a partially split fan base. I don't think it's as split as people like to think. I think most people would prefer a change. The vast majority of people would. But there are a portion of fans, and everyone's important. And I think that those fans will be happy as long as they're getting their results. And then all the rest of us will be happy because we're watching great football as well. You can do it. They're not exclusive. It isn't, do you want good football or do you want to win? Look at Villa, for fuck's sake. Look at Villa. You can have both. You can have both. Yeah. If it's done right.
Of course you can.
I mean, there are many teams you could attribute that to. I mean, like as you said, Villa are one. Obviously, Man City. Okay, they've got money to spend on big players, but the harmony within that squad seems to be pretty good. And like City generally come out with a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And a trick in the boot,
In the whole squad, they all seem like they're
Like you genuinely see like support from the bench. You see genuine support. Like when someone scores, the whole bench are up and they're up, by the sidelines supporting the club. And we have had some of that in recent years. Yeah, but it's not as prominent. Or as regular, but I think you're right. I think it's time for a change. I don't think that David Moyes is finished in football by any stretch.
Oh no, he's not.
I think he could be very successful, bringing another team up to the top 10 in the Premier League. He will become hot fucking property in January next year when you got 3, 4, 5 teams down the bottom that are struggling. They will all want David Moyes. All of them. Yeah.
They will. He will definitely get another job. But look,
it is my fantasy. I'm hoping
go on.
Palace piss off Hodgson, right? Yeah. And want him badly to start the season next year. That's my fucking dream.
But this is the thing, right? All these big managers. look at any desirable manager, right? Bear in mind. You're looking at Alonso, you're looking at Slot, you're looking at Michelle. Go and have a look at any top manager. They will all be linked with other clubs. David Moyes has got 5 months left on his contract. He ain't linked with fucking anyone because he ain't desirable. He's not linked with a single club. So people that think that we're going to lose him, and this is a thing now, he wouldn't get one job. You look at that top 10, they won't touch him. They wouldn't touch him. He's a disaster recovery.
I don't even think Everton would come back in for him.
I don't think they would. No, well, no. I think Dyche is just a younger version. Why change? It's the same sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But again, with Everton, they'll get to the same stage. Dyche will probably take them so far, and they will need to change and move on. You can't stand still. So these managers are great to get you to a certain level. They stabilise you and everything. Yeah. But then you've got to move on. You've got to. I don't think you can't stand still in football. Not especially modern football. You can't. It's too ruthless.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Nothing stands still in football at the moment.
Yeah.
Scotty said, "Moyes to Palace, get your money on it."
Yeah, I'd like that. Make me laugh because I hate Palace, so that would make me laugh.
I'd be delighted.
They'd be fuming
because them fuckers never come to us with an easy game, no matter who's in charge.
No. Well, you never have an easy game against the Moyes team, would you? You know, it's the same with Roy Hodgson. You know, it's never going to be easy. It's like people say, right? We've had our own fans when we play Brighton, and Brighton are sort of playing possession-based football. They're knocking the ball about. And then you've got our own fans saying, look at him. Look at it. It's right. Would you want to watch that all the time? No. They're trying to draw us out because we've got everybody camped in our fucking 18-yard box. So they're trying to find a way through.
Formation.
Yeah, so they have to knock the ball about backwards and forwards and side to side to try and draw you out to create space. The reason the football is shit, well, I mean, that's the thing. West Ham, we don't create. I'm amazed they televise our games. I am, because they're hardly ever interesting. You know, I mean, there have been a couple, right? I must admit, even though the Arsenal game, I think we had an element of luck with that, a lot of luck. That did feel like one-way traffic a lot. It was exciting, maybe because I was there. You know, it was brilliant to nick that one. And the other one,
I'll forgive them tactics against that team.
Yeah.
And nick it. I'll take that, but not week in, week out. You know,
no, not week in, week out. No.
Do you know what? The best football I've seen us play under Moyes was against Brighton at Brighton this season. That's the best.
But we was lucky as fucking that one. Areola pulled off 3 world-class saves.
I know, but that was still the best football we played all season.
Yeah.
You know,
I know, but again, what does that stem from though? Because if you look at the goals that we scored in that, they were phenomenal. That was that one where when Ben Rama pinged that ball to Bowen, and that was that beautiful touch from Bowen.
And then he little left hand dink,
and then he finished it. So you're talking about moments of absolute world class fucking bizarreness that won us the game, because that was if Messi had done that, that'd have been played on loop for fucking.
But this is De Bruyne came on for Man City the other day, didn't he? And done the same. He pinged the ball over the top to that young Bob, who took it brilliantly. Great feet goal. He won the game with 2 bits of brilliance. Scoring a goal and assist.
But he's a player, De Bruyne, though. That De Bruyne has got to be one of the top. He's in the top 10, isn't he?
One of the best midfielders that's ever been in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's only just come. And the nice thing is, both my brothers are Chelsea fans, and they both fucking crucify themselves for getting rid of De Bruyne.
Yeah, and Salah. They lost Salah as well.
Yeah, good lad.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
And Rice.
I love it.
Yeah.
And right. On that note, see this we're taking off the run, boys. Let's we'll call it a day here. 2 hours.
I've got to go to bed. I've got to be up in 5 hours.
Thank you for joining us, Nick. Much
no worries.
Appreciated.
Yeah,
good
thanks,
to
Nick.
Kieran. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it was good to talk to you, bro.
All right. Cheers, Budgie. Good to see you as always.
And you, mate. No worries. We'll see you again soon, no doubt. And keep doing what you're doing on the channel, mate. Give your channel a little plug just in case, you know.
No, I'm just going to say Moyes out.
Just wait for that contract coming in. See what it says.
See you later on.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, pop over to Claret and Booze, give them show some of the love over there as well. Don't forget to give this stream a like if you've enjoyed watching what you're watching, and if you haven't, give it a thumbs down. It don't matter; it all helps. Kieran, as always, thank you for joining me, mate. Take care, everybody. We will see you soon, next week probably. Next Wednesday. We'll try and get a little bit of an earlier start next week. Technical issues aside, hopefully. And we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody.
Night.